Okay.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kapoor. Good afternoon. My name is Michael Dowry, serve as receiver for the city of Chester. Today is Tuesday, November 14th, 2023. Calling to order our Municipal Financial Recovery Advisory Committee meeting. Thank you for joining me here today. We have Mayor, on behalf of the city of Chester, we have Mayor Kirkland. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
And on behalf of the governor's office and Department of Community and Economic Development, we are joined by Deputy Director Andrew Sheaf. Good afternoon, sir. Oh, camera may be frozen. And on behalf of Delaware County Council, we have Ms. Kelly Diaz. And now faces are disappearing all over. Good afternoon to you, Ms. Diaz.
Good afternoon.
All right, and as always, joined by Mr. Kapoor, and probably will be rejoined here shortly by Mr. Cody Dill. Unfortunately, we did receive notification that Councilman Morgan will not be able to join us this afternoon. All right, now that we're rolling, let's jump right in. Public comment. Mr. Dill, are you able to provide an update on public comment?
I am. Yeah, sorry, it had just kicked me out of the meeting, but I think I'm good now. So we haven't received any public comments since our last meeting. We would just like to continue to encourage the public to reach out to us at our email address, info@chesterreceivership.com. Comments can also be sent through the Facebook as well as our website, but the best way to do so is through the email directly to us here at info@chesterreceivership.com.
Thank you, Mr. Dill. And the next two agenda items will basically be combined. We have a brief meeting here today, brief agenda, and not many updates to provide. Mr. Kapoor, would you mind speaking to the recovery plan efforts and where we are?
Sure. And good afternoon, everyone on the committee and members of the public. Have a very short update here on a couple of items that touched on at their last MFRAC meeting, but just we'll provide kind of an update as well. Two matters really related to the bankruptcy. One is, I think we mentioned at the last MFRAC meeting, some litigation that was surrounding debt that the city had taken out back in 2017, and sort of litigation from the city's perspective as well as the bondholders' perspective as to whether the revenues from Covanta and from Harrah's as a result of the bankruptcy needed to continue to be used to pay off those, or whether they could go to the city. As I mentioned last time, the court from the bench did rule in the city's favor. That matter has been appealed by the debt holders, and they have asked for an emergency stay. There will be a hearing tomorrow in bankruptcy court at 12:30 regarding their request for a stay, and so just that matter there in the bankruptcy court. The other item over there that I just want to kind of reiterate as well is the bankruptcy court set the bar date. That is the date by which claims need to come into the city. That date was set by the judge to be January 8th of 2024. So again, want to put that out there. I believe the notice in the notice requirements are I think being taken care of. I believe this week or very soon. So that matter is out there as well. The other thing I'd like to show folks, if I could just if I could indulge, if the committee could indulge me really quickly, is I'd like to show folks the website that has been set up on the bankruptcy by Donlan Ricano. Donlan Ricano is referred to as the claims agent for the city, and what they do here is not only kind of send out all the notices to people, but also they compile like all of the various filings and pleadings and all of that in the bankruptcy court. And again, I don't know if folks can read this over here, but if you go to www.donlinrecano, DONLINRECANO.com /clients/CCP/index. What you'll get to is the City of Chester's page that has the court docket here that we'll click on, and this is all the filings that have been since was filed back on November 10th of last year. There's information here of notice lists, of adversary proceedings. This is the matter I was talking about before. Case information, bar date, a lot of the stuff out there. If you're looking for information about the bankruptcy, there is a wealth of information over here on this website, and again, strongly encourage kind of people to take a look at it if they are so interested. It's also also you've got links here to again other useful sites around here, but if you're looking for pleadings here, the place to go to is the court docket. And again, if you go to Donlin Ricano and probably search for the City of Chester, you'll see this page pop up. Again, encourage folks to do that if they want to kind of get kind of more detailed information. Members of the media, this is also probably a good place for you all to look. Final item that I'll touch upon, that again is sort of ongoing as part of the bankruptcy process, as well as just kind of like the kind of the general movement as we're going on, is a kind of a project that's really being headed up by Cody Deal here as part of the receivers team. What we are doing is working to collect all of the city's contracts with all of the vendors. So what we're looking for is trying to get kind of a repository out there, because as part of the bankruptcy process, the city is going to have to decide whether or not it will continue with certain contracts, or whether or not it will, it means assume those contracts, or whether or not it will decide to reject some of those contracts. So, part of, again, just what we're trying to do here is part of the administrative aspect is collect that information. And Cody has been working with the finance department, started about 2 weeks ago, Cody, 2.5 weeks ago, to start collecting that, which again, I think will be helpful and to put together. So that is the update I have here. Happy to answer any questions, or just turn it over to the receiver if folks don't have any questions.
Hearing none, thank you, Mr. Kapoor. To follow up, I've asked Mr. Dale to share the website link with our distribution list, and to see to it if we can have something on our social media, as well as a direct link to our website. So from our website, so we'll do our best to share that with the general public as well. I also wanted to add another brief update on the tax receipts anticipation note, the TRAN that the city has applied for several years now, but the last 3 years have been to the State Department of Community and Economic Development, providing a $5 million interest-free loan to the city that is paid back throughout the year as tax receipts start to come in from real estate collections. That process is continuing to move forward. Since our last meeting, a public hearing was held in Chester City Hall, with no opposition to continuing to move forward. Where we are now is hopefully just a few administrative steps that need to be knocked out. One in particular is the city signing off on the agreement, as well as providing updated bank information for the automatic draft for the repayment of the loan. Putting you on the spot, Mayor Kirkland, have you received the agreement? Is everything moving forward there?
I think we received the agreement, and I placed it in the hands of Mr. Leitner for review, and then when it gets back to me for signage, I will do so.
Oh, sorry. Thank you for the update, and hopefully then Mr. Sheaf will be able to knock that out within the next week. Is there a drop dead? Are we okay with returning that on Monday or Tuesday, or does that need to be in this week?
Yeah, Monday or Tuesday is fine.
Okay, all right,
Yep.
thank you for that. And to the other component of providing the banking information, that update, I believe, is coming directly from the city CFO, Mr. Lathrop. So I'll follow up and provide an update as soon as possible. And my always just a constant reminder to visit the city's website, as there are a number of vacant positions. City is actively recruiting for. The most notably that just went up this week is the HR director, human resources, looking for new leadership there, as the current HR director is resigning in the near future. So send one, send all, please refer a friend. The more the merrier. We want to have overabundance of qualified candidates to make the best selection for the city. Are there any questions of me or my office? Are there any general updates or comments that the committee member would like to provide? Well, hearing none, again, thank you for taking your time out here. We will convene in 2 weeks, November 28th at 1 p.m. For our next discussion. Thank you.